Double chin Nick in the building. I'm just kidding, bro. Well, what's up, y'all? It's your boy Nick, and oh, what the hell was that? Just made like a beat with my mouth, bro. This is Watch Mojo top 10 anime that could never, and I mean never, ever be made today. Let's get into it.
Turns out you could get away with so much more back in the day. This is Ashley with Watch Mojo, and today we're going to be counting down our picks for the top 10 anime that could never be made today. For this list, we're going to be looking at the series that, for one reason or another, would likely never be permitted to air in this day and age. Modern sensibilities and all that. As always, you can catch me on Twitter at AshJBug, so head over there, give me a follow, and let me know which anime list you want to see next. Number 10, Wicked City. One of those retro anime flicks that somehow...
Facts. I've watched this too. I watched all like the old like Japanese, like not Japanese, old anime, like 80s and 90s anime. Yeah, y'all, they were wildin'. They were wildin', but I like it though. I like it though. It was a different, you know. Mind you, they aired this, which I didn't know. They aired this. Kids watched some kids watched this. Now, if you've never seen this, or there's another particular one that I always reference is Violence Jack, or is it Violent Jack? It's something on the lines of that. You'll find it. Yeah, y'all. Yeah, you would never see this ever. You can today's age. You wouldn't even catch at all a single bit of that. If they would have to censor that movie would be 5 minutes long. No cap. That movie will be 5 minutes long, bro. There's a lot of movies out there that you will not be able to get away with in 2020. And it's facts. This one's another one too.
Avoids becoming a hentai by the narrowest of margins.
I admit I'm shocked. I'm afraid I'm dreaming and I'm gonna wake up.
Not that anyone really got deep enough into the plot to see any of the other gritty content on account of the opening scene involving passionate bedroom action between our cocky detective and his new lady friend, only for her to suddenly transform into a spider hybrid, complete with a snapping maw and several rows of sharp teeth in some questionable areas. I mean, where can you really go from there? Certainly not towards any kind of remake. Number 9, Elfen Lied. Lucy's bloody struggle in a world that wronged her is one of those dark and despairing series that really should have a full adaptation by now. It's got a cult following, its mature themes certainly strike a chord, plus it has one of the most tragic anti-heroes in modern memory. So what's stopping it?
Waiting for that?
Probably the impossibly high kill count, the countless decapitations, as well as an abuse subplot.
I mean, they're like, granted, I mean, like a lot of 2000s, like early 2000s shows, like basically anything that was made before 2005 or 2003, excluding like obviously Dragon Ball Z and like all that type of stuff. Like, y'all know what I'm talking about. But basically anything that came out, well, actually no, because when did this come out? I never. But basically, I was saying like, anything that came out in the 80s, we'll even go as far as the 70s, 80s, and 90s as far as anime goes. Yeah, you can't bring that back. You cannot bring that back, bro. They can't. They wouldn't be able to because it was just a different time. I would say even to the mid like 2000s, like probably 2006, probably the last year. I would say like, bro, they're not. You could never readapt like anything or like freaking reboot whatever any of those series, because a lot of them definitely are not made for 2020. 2020 is just a different year, bro. Like, or not even 2020. I would say from 2017 onward, right? 2016, no, 2015 and onward. No, 2014 and onward. Censorship in a lot of places is different, bro. Like, you cannot get a lot of you can't get away with the same things that they used to, like, back in the day, bro. Like, that's it's sad, but it's like it's understandable, because I feel like now it makes sense, because back then, especially in America, anime was not really mainstream like that. You know what I'm saying? Even like when we were growing up, like it still wasn't even really mainstream like that. When I mean anime, like I'm talking about anime in America, like it wasn't really mainstream. They didn't really get popular until, like, I mean, honestly, I can't really think of when anime really got popular to the point where it's like it was okay to be like, yeah, I watch anime, like, you know, I don't know, but like when anime wasn't that popular and stuff, they were doing all types of things, bro. Especially like in the 70s and 80s. Like, you go watch some of those old school like anime movies, bro. You're gonna be like, how the hell did they even show this? They were going crazy. They just didn't care. But I feel like that's not even just to anime. That's just to everything, period. We're just in a different time period now where everybody's so damn sensitive, bro. Granted, some things I feel like you shouldn't show ever again, but like for the most part, I feel like back in the day, like a lot of the stuff was not, you know, there was a lot of things that were able to go on TV that you wouldn't even think of would be able to go on, like, on the internet now. Like, there's a lot of things back in the day that was allowed that there's not even remotely allowed. And not even just in America, but because, like, even, like, in places where censorship was still kind of not that big of a deal, is now being treated as a big deal. Even those countries, like, in cities, like, they, like, or, like, not countries, but, like, countries in, like, you know, places are like those are also banning that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is, bro. But whatever.
When it comes to getting a second shot at the limelight,
Cora, I want you to kill me.
Number 8, Mezzo Forte. This thing is a mini miracle. Why? Because it's a cop drama with some pretty slick, cel-shaded animation you'd think would go on to become a classic, if not for one particular scene. Turns out that in order to get this funded, Studio Arms had to ask publisher Green Bunny for help, who happened to make hentai for a living. Thus, we have these shoehorned scenes that are as gratuitous and detailed as you can possibly get.
I think I might have seen
this. You've seen it, don't pretend you haven't. As you can imagine, getting a helping hand from X-rated distributors isn't exactly a common practice these days.
Little Miss Orange? I got their shoulders, but I was aiming for their heads.
Number 7, Manu Hikenshow.
しかし、放入は富であり絶対。
If something as glorious as interspecies reviewers was cut from broadcast due to its mature content, then there's no way in anime hell that
You mean furry?
something as blatantly fan service driven as this would ever stand a chance. After all, everything is secondary to smut in this show, narrative included.
放乳美乳を育むための古今東西あらゆる術が記されているという。
Essentially, it follows a female ninja roaming around as she absorbs the breast size of her enemies and adds it to her own. All the while,
This just sounds stupid. I just hope, like, bro, now this is different. This is one thing of it being good and just, like, being overly violent and this, that, and the third. I understand that people, you know what I'm saying, some stuff was excessive, but, like, come on, bro. This is just stupid. But yeah, y'all complain about Fire Force for having too much fan service. This is literally about a girl with this is literally about a ninja girl with only talking about titties. I guarantee y'all will like this. Does this got too much fan service for you? Man, y'all be complaining too much, bro.
Manner of lewd antics follow her and her pervy sidekick day in and day out, with none of the charm to hold up its gigantic.
The only way she can beat people is literally by examining how big their titties are. Come on!
Bust. It wouldn't be long before a second shot at this exploitive ninja parade of heaving cleavage was cut down.
姉上といいお前といいそんなに巨乳がいいか
Number 6, Pom Poko. One of Studio Ghibli's far more experimental flicks, there's a lot to love about this fantastical take on the Japanese folktale surrounding Tanuki. Number 5, Shimoneta, a boring world where the concept of dirty jokes doesn't exist.
This only happened 5 years ago.
Jokes combined with a not-so-subtle commentary on how repressing natural urges to obscene degrees is a terrible idea. This
And
series
of course she
was
has
a
big
gem.
anime titties.
何をしてるってスキャンダルよそんなわけあるかあら昔見た映画で言ってたわよ
A very dirty gem, saturated in way too much of Anna's love nectar. Personally, we'd love to see a continuation of Blue Snow's anarchistic antics as she tries to bring erotic and R-rated content back into society, and yet we know some groups would be up in arms for a show essentially prompting PIV propaganda. Though, to be fair, Anna might have taken things a bit too far when she tried to have her wicked way with her bland-bred protagonist against his wishes.
この気持ちをどう発散すればよいのやら
Number 4, Golden Boy.
I mean, Blood Plus did the same thing. He like literally showed a. I mean, I love, and don't get twisted, because I love Blood Plus. It's one of my favorite animes of all time. But like, if that's the fact, like, bro, like that's there is some questionable scenes even in some of your favorite anime. Like in that particular, like low key, you can really classify that as like she kind of how do I say this? Forced him to do something he didn't want to do. And he was also a minor, so it was even worse. So it's like, that's 2 accounts, you know what I mean?
A tale of tragedies and triumph. An underdog.
People keep on telling me to watch this. Watch this.
Gintaro's saga was truly one we'll likely never see the likes of again. No, my queen, forgive me! Mainly due to the fact that every place he went to ended up somehow enticing a busty beauty to such an extent they were willing to surrender it all just to get a piece of his golden boy.
So, how do you like my swimming?
Oh
While
my
it's not
god.
too far removed from some of the ecchi content seen in today's sleazier anime scene, we can see networks having some issue with how, well, vocal the ladies can get when it comes to their wanton desire.
Come back and claim your prize
Number 3, Koikaze.
What?
Brother-sister relationships are nothing new to anime.
お兄ちゃん
It's everywhere in the harem genre. It's always being made fun
You got a
of
sister
in comedies,
complex?
or just being shamed for the icky and destructive subject it is. And then there's this little anomaly, a series that portrays the folly and heartbreak that comes from 2 lonely souls who fall in love in earnest and are unable to suppress their desires, even though they're blood related.
ごめんね
Yeah, honestly, with this, like, this is the type of stuff I don't mess with. You know what I'm saying? This is where I fall far apart. You know, like this is because there's been amounts of anime that have this type of thing, which is like I'm not really in for that. I don't find it funny. I just find it very creepy. I don't care what you say. What you say, you have no excuse. Like, bro, it's weird to me. I'm sorry, it's just absolutely weird. I don't care what you say at all. This is like no, that's weird. It's weird to me. I mean, this is the same reason why I don't like Gauche, bro. Like, I love Black Clover, and I like a lot of the characters, but Gauche is one of the characters that I don't like, because it's like, bro, that's just weird, bro. That's like, how you gonna have feelings for your like blood related sister, bro? And it's just kind of weird, man. I don't know, like, but yeah, I'm wrong for saying that, but like, bro, dude, like, does nobody else like not feel like that way? Like, am I the only one that feels that way? Like, is it's wrong to have feelings towards your blood sister in that way? Is it? Am I the only one that feels like that's not like, you're not supposed to do that? Like, you're not supposed to fall in love with your little sister? Is that am I the only one that's saying that? That's disgusting. That's horrible. That's nasty. Why would you do that? Y'all built different. Y'all from Alabama.
好きになってごめ
What
ん
the
ね
hell is
You feel
this?
such sympathy for these two,
Okay.
even though you know this will never end well. With such a serious edge to it, we doubt we'll see anything of its kind again, and that's probably for the best.
Thank you. That's weird, bro.
好きだ
You're weird, bro.
Number 2, Genocyber. Ultra gory, ultra violent.
I don't remember if I've
ultra
seen this one. I think I
this
did.
anime lives and breathes shock value, especially if it involves humans being torn apart in the most ludicrously brutal ways imaginable. What's the plot? Does it really matter?
You're kidding.
Nope. You boys want to take a leaf out of that kid's book.
Psychic girl meets homeless boy, illegal experiments, massacres ensue. While it's incoherent at the best of times, the sheer amount of depravity and body horror displayed is so obscene that there is no way something like this would be replicated.
I mean, Guyver will never be replicated either. Shit, they not gonna bring
Even
that
the
back
most
either.
hardcore modern series have some kind of cap on how much blood and guts they can get away with showing. Something like this has zero filter and zero chance of seeing any sort of resurgence. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell.
I mean, if y'all bring it back, please don't do a dub version.
To get notified about our
I know I
latest
triggered
videos.
a lot of y'all.
You have the option
Mod.
to be notified for
Mod.
occasional videos or
SMD.
all of them. If
SMD.
you're on your phone, make sure to go into your settings
Do
and
the back
switch on notifications.
underneath my butt cheeks.
Number 1, Kodomo no Jikan.
私の夢は
The hell is this?
先生のお嫁さんになることです
Yeah, not sure we have to go into detail about how having a young student in love with her teacher and go to extensive lengths to show it is, well, hate to say it, problematic. Seriously, how this got an original adaptation, we'll never know.
まったく憎たらしいやら可愛いやら
While they don't cross all of the morally questionable lines, there are still scenes of Rin throwing herself at her teacher on numerous occasions, with her sole goal being to become his wife. Can you imagine the shitstorm this would cause if they tried to bring it back?
だから
I mean, like, no. Why would you even think about bringing this type of... I mean, as long as they don't go as far as, you know, them having, like, like, them loving each other and, like, key on some weird type of, you know what I mean? You know, because clearly we've seen this, like, multiple times, you know, obviously, you know, they have some shows that are, you know, based on, like, you know, a student liking their teacher or something like that. 9 times out of 10, it's not gonna go the same way, because there's definitely a lot of things wrong with that. Definitely a lot of things wrong with that, but it ain't that severe. But, you know, the man's a 3rd grade teacher, you know what I'm saying? Obviously, little girl's gonna, like, you know, at the time, you know, get a little crush, but, like, she look, you know what I'm saying? I don't know what the hell was going on with her, but she said, no, I'm determined, no. I'll be like, keep that same energy when you graduate high school and come back to see me when I'm 50 years old. It's still wrong, by the way, so.
3年生相手にセクハラなんて考えすぎですよ
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from Watch Mojo and be sure to subscribe.
But yeah, that's gonna do it. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Click the notification bell to be notified when I'm uploading a video, which is daily. Yeah, I agree with it for the most part. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, anything... If we're talking about time period wise, like pretty much almost anything, like 80s, 90s, 70s, anime, for sure, can't never bring any of those back, you know, and depending on the subject matter. A lot of them you definitely can't bring back because, you know, that wouldn't be a good thing to do. But you know, pretty much anything that the concept is just not really getting today's standards. Now there is some stuff that you can bring back and like, you know, censor whatever, like but for the most part you probably shouldn't, you know what I'm saying, because a lot of people are just sensitive today, you know what I'm saying. You can't really do a lot of things, to be honest with you. But look, I hope y'all enjoyed. I love y'all. I'm out, baby. I'm gone. Oh, sorry, I had, you know, let's go.